Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.
Ilia, the founder of company Arki, declares that the real estate prices will not decrease. As he stated in an interview with the TV program Real Estate Prospect, the sector cannot reduce its profit margin due to the increased prime costs. According to Tsulaia, the financial sector has stopped financing new projects in recent months, which will reduce supply to the market in the future. As of him, the fact might become a prerequisite not for a decrease but for price increase. He assumes that the entry of MR Group will have a positive effect on the prices. I can say with a 99% probability that the real estate price will not decrease. Since 2008, the sector has kept an upward trend. Real estate costs have not been decreased even during COVID-19, when there was low number of transactions. Today, no factor can reduce the prices because the land has high price, staff costs increased, and construction itself have become more expensive. As a rule, development works on a very low profit margin, so they cannot reduce price further, said Ilia. Arki appeared on the market in 2006 and already unites 42,000 residents in one big family. The company's main activities are construction and development projects. Today, Arki is a leading development company in Georgia, having implemented 50 projects throughout the country. Gold price hit a record high on the international exchange market. An ounce of metal is currently traded at 3,000 USD. The increase made up over 40% in the last year. Global rise in the gold price is also reflected in the Georgian market. The company Zarapkhana says that over the past 3 months, the price of 1 gram gold has increased by 22 lari. As the company's executive director told BMDG, they have not changed the prices over gold product yet, but if the rising trend continues, they will have to adjust prices. As of today, pure gold costs 266 lari. Since December, metal price has increased by approximately 22 lari per gram, and it's expected to rise to 30 lari in the coming days. Despite the increase in gold price, our company has not adjusted its product cost by a single century in the last 8 months. As for the expectations, if the price of gold continues to grow, we will be forced to increase the price because the company needs funds to exist, said Tornika Samkharadze. Along with the gold price of silver is also increasing on the international market. At this stage, silver is traded for 34 USD, which is an annual increase of 35%. Baia Kondratieva, one of the founders of International Association of Aesthetic Medicine, Gaia, stated in an interview with BMG that between December and January, consumption of aesthetic medicines decreased by over 40%. According to her, there is a slight increase in the demand by now. It does not show a significant trend. The first 7 months of 2024 were very active, but demand decreased from late November and continued in the coming months due to the events taking place in the country. Winter months turned out a very bad period for aesthetic medicines. We have a drop of about 40%. Pre-New Year period was unusually quiet. Now there is a slight upward trend, but nothing significant. On the one hand, people are probably not in a good mood, while on the other, the financial condition is the reason for the decrease in demand. We have not adjusted prices since we depend on the cost of products, Baia Kondratieva said. As for future plans, Kondratieva notes that until the business environment in the country stabilizes, they refrain from making large investments. Zarapkhana, the founder of Telavi wine cellar, declares that the number of wine exporting to countries is limited, although the company holds negotiations with new markets. As he explains, exporting and selling large quantities of Georgian wine abroad is a challenge, as they have to compete with local ones. The process of finding new markets is ongoing. However, it's very difficult because the number of consumer markets for Georgian wine is limited. There is a less chance of selling large quantities of Georgian wine in wine-producing countries because in such case, Georgian wine has to compete with local ones, and naturally the local population prefers local wine, Ramazashvili said. As for the results of Telavi wine cellar, 2024 was not much difficult from the previous 2 years, the sales dynamics as well as sold quantities were almost equal. As for the current year, Zarapkhana stated that 2025 has started quite actively, and he hopes that the company will have an increase of up to 15%, which will also affect productivity. Travel will become more expensive, Salome Beraya, the head of PEGAS Touristik, told TV program Women's Narrative. According to her, travel has dropped by 35% this year compared to the same period last year. She said the trend would not change in a month or two. The concept of early bookings has become so well proven for Georgian customers that last year we sold 65% of summer flights in advance. For us, early bookings start in December because customers can take real benefits during this period. Price change from mid-March and early in April. This year, Georgians missed out on the benefits of early bookings. Travel will definitely become more expensive because it becomes more expensive every year. I hope that demand will gradually grow, although we don't have the same forecast as we had last year. We also don't expect that the picture will change significantly in 1 or 2 months. The main thing is to follow it steadily, Salome Beraya said. If tourist flow don't increase, we will either have to close or switch to a survival mode. Zaza Zedgenidze, founder of Vardzia Brewery and hotel located in Aspinza, told BMDG, according to him, the company's main customers were tourists, but given that the number of European tourists in the market decreased last year, demand for their products was down by 20%. As a result, the company has to find alternative ways to survive. In 2024, we did nothing for development and we are in a waiting mode. 2025 is no different in this regard. We are still waiting for the situation to stabilize. If tourist flows don't increase, beer will become cheaper and we will have to enter the industrial beer segment. In my case, craft beer consumption has decreased by about 20%. We mainly depend on international guests who actively consume craft beer. Last year, we can say that it was a very bad season for tourists. The number of craft beer consumption in Georgia is not statistically high and the market is focused on mass production. We think that if tourist flows don't increase, we will have to either close or switch to a survival mode, the businessman said. In September 2021, the peach beer producer Vardzia Brewery launched a beer spa and a family hotel in Samtskhe Javakheti. According to the company's founder, the investment amounted to 50,000 lari. Resort Gantiadi, located in Tsemi, is satisfied with the hotel load for this winter season. As its director Diana Chomakhashvili said in an interview with BMDG, mostly families with children visit their hotel. Our guests are mainly locals, the share of which is about 95%. Tsemi has always been popular as a climatic resort. It has a healing effect on health, especially for children's immune system. So families with children visit us most often, said the director of Gantiadi. According to her, the most popular seasons are summer and winter, although demand also increases on school holidays in March and during the pine pollination period in May. As the director of Gantiadi notes, the resort may competitive advantage is that it offers many services in one location, including children's entertainment programs. Our children's room represents a mini kindergarten. When we saw that our main vacationers are children, we decided to develop our hotel based on their demand, said Diana Chomakhashvili. As for the tariff, she said the highest price is observed between July and August and also in early January. The rest of the period is the standard price, when the price for a double room with 3 meals a day costs $90. The mountain resort Gantiadi was opened on the basis of Old Children's Sanatorium Gantiadi with an investment of 5 million lari. Hotel complex Nekresi estate located in Kakheti is expanding. The company's founder Otar Tabadadze spoke about this with BMDG. As Tabadadze stated in an interview, this year the hotel plans to expand and increase the room number up to 30. In addition, infrastructure development is planned in the area, in which the company should invest 2 million lari. We have built a new block, so the hotel room number will increase to 30. At the same time, we want to organize organize a space for master classes in the outdoor area. In addition, a river flows near the hotel and we plan to develop a wedding and dinner infrastructure there. We can also arrange dinner and wedding parties at the vineyard. We will also have a children's zone and a contact zoo. Work has already started in several places at once. The construction works will be finished late in May, Otar Tabadadze said. Nekresi estate includes a hotel and restaurant as well as a winery. According to Tabadadze, the company has reduced the share of wine sales by 80% in the local market.
The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.